Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading will be a mid-monthly reading for the month of October. This will cover the period from October 15th through October 31st, and we'll be looking at the areas of career and finance and love and romance. For the reading, I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for the love and romance portion of the reading, and the Good Tarot deck for the career and finance. Both of these decks are by Colette Baron Reed. I would like to remind you that these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. You can also check out your rising sign, right, and your moon sign to get more information, so you feel free to check those out. And if you would like a more personalized reading, I would encourage you to send me an email. My email is changingphasestarot@gmail.com. I would be able to, if you send me what the issue is, I can, work on a reading for you. I typically send back their video recordings, much like what you see here. You can check out more information about the pricing as well on my website. That's changingphasestarot.weebly.com. All right, so thank you again for joining me, and I will begin with the reading in 1 second. Right, hi Aries. Okay, let's get into your reading. So again, this is mid-monthly reading for the fire sign Aries, covering the areas of love and romance and career and finances. So we're starting off with the career and finances portion. I'll be pulling the 3 cards from the Good Tarot deck for this. So Spirit, what does Aries need to know in the area of, came out, in the area of career and finance for mid-month October? Please give us the messages for Aries, the fire sign Aries, for mid-month October 2017. What does Aries need to know? Spirit, please give us the messages in the area of career and finance for Aries for mid-month October. What does Aries need to know? Please give us the messages in the areas of career and finance for Aries for the month, mid-month October. Okay, so we have as your first card, Aries. Beautiful. Major Arcana, the Star card. Okay, number 17 in the Major Arcana. The second card is the 10 of Earth. Okay, and the last card, the 10 of Air. And the card that's at the bottom of the deck, so this will be the overall energy for this 2-week period. We have the King of Air. Okay, we set this down. I'll just pull the cards for the romance portion of the reading, and then I'll set the cards up so we can see them a little better, and we'll talk about the meaning of the reading. So Spirit, what does Aries need to know in the area of love, romance, relationships for mid-month October? Please give us messages for Aries, romance, love, romance, relationships, mid-month October. Spirit, please show us the messages for love, romance, relationships for Aries, mid-month October. What does Aries need to know in the area of love, romance, and relationships? Okay, 2 came flying out there. Very nice. Okay, we have the first card is number 8, the Tribe, followed by card number 18, Serendipity. And the last card is card number 35, Loyal Heart. The card at the bottom of the deck, so the overall energy for this 2-week period, we have card number 50, No Place Like Home. Okay, so I'll be right back, Aries, with your reading. Let me just move the cards around so we can see them a little better. All right, Aries, so let's begin with the back row of cards. So that would be for the career and finance portion of your reading. The first card that we have, this would be the overall energy for the 2-week period. You have the King of Air. Now, the air suit, this in the traditional tarot deck would be the swords, right? Air energy is all about the mind, okay? So it's that cerebral energy. It's the way that we think, right? And the results that come about because of what we think. Many times it reminds us, to be careful with our thoughts, what we think we become, and you can plant positive thoughts, positive seeds in our mind, or we can plant negative ones. And, obviously the results of the seeds growing, right? It depends on what thoughts you plant. So again, just, lots of cerebral thinking about things, right? Being very intellectual as we deal with certain situations. The King of Air, this, as we know, from the court cards, we know that they can be an actual person in our life, or they might manifest as an event, or they might actually be the energy that you are taking on during this 2-week period, right? You might be taking on the energy of the King of Air. If it's a person, right? So if this is a person, significant person during this 2-week period, this would be generally an older air sign male. So that could be, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, older male. Doesn't have to be gender specific, but it's somebody who is, very, it's sort of an intellectual authority, right? Somebody who is very successful, right? Good at negotiating, follows the rules, follows laws, and definitely uses his intellect, so his mind over his heart when judging a certain situation or making a decision, right? So this is somebody who is very truthful, somebody who thinks a great deal, right, before he acts. This could be, many times this is somebody, since it deals with being fair and being, using the intellect, that sort of thing, following the rules and laws. Sometimes it could be a lawyer, right? Since we're dealing with finances here, this might be a lawyer that you're consulting with over the next 2 weeks, or dealing with the lawyer or somebody in the court system. Again, doesn't necessarily have to be. If we think of you taking on this energy, you could just be thinking more or using your head more than your heart to weigh up and make a decision about something. So we'll see how that plays in with the rest of the cards here. The first card that we have, which would be, the past position sort of leading into this last 2-week period of October, we have a great card, right? This is the Star card. So wish upon a star. This is all about inspiration and feeling very inspired right now, feeling as though your wishes are coming true, right? When you wish upon a star, everything can sort of happen for you. So it's also a card of healing, right? The Star card can have to do with healing. We see that here she's holding the vessel, looks like she's sort of standing in water here. And so it's that emotional healing, right, that sometimes is linked with the Star card. But it's also, the hopes or hoping for something new, whatever it is that you're dealing with during this 2-week period, hoping that it works out. This could be, maybe something that you were dealing with did work out, right? So this is, you got what you wished for here, which, kind of looks like that's the case because the card that comes after it is the Ten of Earth. Now this would be in the traditional tarot deck, the Ten of Pentacles, which is, as the card says, earth energy. And the earth energy, or the earth suit, in the tarot, it's the suit that deals with material possessions, okay? So it's that suit that is everything that we sort of manifest here in the material realm. So, it is associated with things like material wealth, tangible, right? Those tangible results. So, getting that job, having more money, buying the house, those sort of things that we can actually see manifest in the present, right, in the material realm. The tens are usually completions of cycles, which is interesting. We have the 10 of earth sitting right next to the 10 of air. Now, let me just briefly go over the air card, and then I'll tell you how they go together, the two cards. So the 10 of air, once again, 10, completion. Air energy, much like the king over here, it's cerebral energy, right? So these are our thoughts. In the traditional deck, it's the card of the woman, laying on the floor, stabbed in the back, got 10 swords in her back. She's bleeding. It's just, many times it's a difficult situation, something that being betrayed, somebody who might have betrayed you, a very difficult situation to deal with. But as it's a 10, the 10s are endings, especially with the air suit, right? So it's a card that speaks of endings and new beginnings, right? And hopeful new beginnings. It could be an end to the way of thinking about something, right? A sort of epiphany. Maybe you've finally seen the light, right? You finally figured something out, and so that difficult situation is ending, and new things are coming in for you. I say it's, that these are related but slightly different, because with the 10 of earth card, even though it's a 10, it really isn't so much a card of new beginnings, right? So what comes after it, which would be like the ace of earth, which is, usually an offering, could be a job offering, financial offering. That is true, but I tend to look at the card more like, what you have managed to accrue here and build up. And we know that generally, right, you don't acquire material abundance and, lots of money, lots of material success, wealth, right, knowledge. We don't usually acquire that overnight. This is a 10. So she's had to work long and hard to get here. You see, she has a beautiful treasure chest next to her. But this, it's that idea of an inherited thing. So this could have to do with things, material wealth built up over time. Not just wealth, it could have to do with knowledge as well, but something that has built up over time, right? You've worked long and hard. You are having good fortune. I definitely see that after the star card. And it seems like if you've had to make a decision, possibly, with a difficult situation that you were dealing with in the area of finances, right? It looks positive. With the star card and the 10 of earth, which is all about the financial abundance, I would say that this, it's more of a, your wishes have come true. You've been able to achieve this success, and new things are on the horizon for you. With the 10 of air as the outbound energy, it really looks like you're leaving whatever negative, things you were dealing with in the past, and you're moving on, right? And we know that what comes after the 10 of air is the ace of air, so the ace of swords, which is all about clarity, right? It's about clarity, finding out information, new offerings of information about things. So, if this has to do with a job, I would say just, be mindful, really weigh up everything. If you're thinking about leaving a particular position, if you've been in that position for a long time, weigh everything up, but use your head. It's asking you to use your head more than your heart to really be able to make the best decision before you move on with this new opportunity that's coming in. But overall, it does seem like, you will be successful. There's the light of the star shining on you. So it seems like your wishes are definitely coming true here. So that's great. That's a great energy, right? Great message here for the area of finance and career. Moving into the romance, so shifting gears a little bit here. What we have for the romance portion of the reading, the overall energy for the 2 weeks, is this card called No Place Like Home. Now, this is card number 50. And you see, obviously on the card, there's a home. It's sort of hanging up here in the clouds. And it looks like it's something that has grown, almost like like in Jack and the Beanstalk, sort of grown out of the ground and it's up here in the clouds. But what's very clear is this beautiful, warm, yellowy, glowing light coming from the home. And it's a card that asks us, or it does have to do with home, yes, obviously, like the card says, but it also has to be it has to do with you feeling at home with yourself as well. So it's a call for you to be that authentic version of yourself, right? It's a call for you to sort of be comfortable in your own skin, because when we think about relationships, it's very hard for us to begin a relationship with somebody if we are not at peace or at home with ourselves to begin with, right? So that would be sort of the essential meaning of the card. And if we try to tie that in with relationships, it's a period where, you know, you're sort of in sync with yourself, you're in sync with love and relationship. So if you are in a relationship right now, it's a period where you might feel more in sync, more in tune with your partner, right? If you are not, right, if you're not partnered right now, it might just be, you know, you're finally at a point where you're feeling open, you're you know, you're happy with yourself, you're at peace with yourself, so you're open now to something new coming into your life, right? And if it's, you know, if it's not romantic in nature, if this is just talking in general about other relationships and friendships in your life, you know, the people that you have around you right now, you definitely feel a sense of emotional safety, comfort, right? We know that home, just like the expression, right? Home is where the heart is. And that's very true. It's not a place, right? You can be anywhere in the world if you're with the people, you know, that are special, are important to you. You can feel at home anywhere, right? So it's being at peace with yourself, as well as, you know, having that feeling of warm emotional security and safety with other people. Okay. So going into the cards here, we have, as you know, the first card sort of leading into this end of October is card number 8, which is called the Tribe. Now, the Tribe card, as you would expect, right, it does have to do with the people around you, community, that feeling of belonging, right, having a sense of family, of friends, and basically knowing your place in the world, right? Feeling, much like this card, feeling at home with the people that you have in your life right now, right? And, you know, with regards to a relationship, this can just be sort of that, you know, you're feeling, it's a similar message to this card number 50, but you're feeling as though, you know, the people that you have around you, you're at peace with them, right? You're at home with them, that you feel as though you're part of this larger community and group, right? And it's that understanding that in order to thrive in a relationship or in this tribe or community sort of setting, not only do you have to accept yourself and, you know, your own flaws and your own talents and flaws and, you know, who you are, you also have to accept everybody else, right? And accept that not everybody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. But, you know, together, when you come together like this, you each bring, you know, special things, your each individual talents to the tribe, right? And it's important to sort of trust in yourself and what you bring in, and also allow others to bring in, you know, what they have, what's special about them. It brings us to the card in the middle, which would be, you know, more towards, I guess, the end of the 2-week period. It's card number 18, Serendipity, which is an interesting card because serendipity, we know, is all about those things that happen by chance, right? Those lucky, and here it's represented by the clover, right? A 4-leaf clover, which is all about bringing good luck, but it's that good luck and good fortune that kind of falls out of the sky, right? It comes out of nowhere. And it's many times it's through, you know, serendipitous events or synchronicities, good fortune just kind of appearing. This could be in the form of a sign or a symbol or just this sort of magical kind of alignment of events. Pay attention during this period to signs, synchronicities. If you're one of those people who sort of believes in, right, the messages that that spirit and angels might send to us, pay attention to that. These can appear in the form of numbers, right? You might see repeating numbers on a clock. You might turn your your computer on every day and see the same time sort of every time you turn it on. You might get in the car and see the clock in the car is at the same time as you saw on the computer in the morning, things like that. Or you might be driving and see a number plate that has the repeated numbers. Usually there's sort of 1111, 444 for angels, things like that. Pay attention to those, and pay attention to what you are feeling when you see those numbers, or what's happening, what's going on around you, what you're thinking, because many times that's how spirit comes through to us, right? Gets messages across. It's not directly yelling at us usually to get a message across to us. It's through these subtle serendipitous events that might happen, and signs and synchronicities. So when we think about how this plays into a relationship, it's really all about trusting in the universe and knowing that the right person will come in at the right time, and spirit at this time has a plan to bring someone into your life. So if you're not partnered, if you don't have a significant other right now, this might be a very good period for somebody to just appear sort of out of nowhere in your life. Maybe you are at a work retreat, or at a business meeting, or you go to a conference and end up meeting somebody out of nowhere. You weren't supposed to be there, but last minute you decided to go and end up meeting somebody. It's that type of thing. It kind of comes out of nowhere. You weren't planning it, didn't expect it, but it happens. Pay attention to this, right? Because it's spirit definitely wanting to bring someone into your life right now. And it's that divine sort of intervention of allowing things to kind of fall into place and, appear when they're supposed to. And what we have is the outbound energy. It's called Loyal Heart. This is card number 35. Now this card, yes, it also speaks of, being loyal, right, to the other person, right? So being a loyal partner in a relationship. But it also has to do with being loyal in any other type of relationship in your life. So, in romantic relationships, friendships, partnerships, right? But it also has to do with that, you see how it's sort of reciprocal, right? We have the owls gazing at each other here, mirroring the two sides of the heart here. So it's seeing yourself in others, right, as well, which kind of plays in or ties in with the tribe card and the, feeling at home. It's acknowledging, right? Seeing yourself in somebody else, seeing that same type of, whatever you're putting into the relationship, or friendship, seeing that reciprocated, right? And just feeling very good about these commitments, these heartfelt commitments, trusting in the divine at this time. So, it is, I say, yes, it's a romantic reading in that you're being, kind of shown here that there's a very good possibility that somebody could come into your heart. And if they do, it looks like it's, it would be a good relationship for you, definitely. We have an 8 on this side, and 35, that reduces down to 3, 4, 5, 8. So, the 8s here, this could be fast news coming in, right? This could be kind of out of nowhere news. Maybe this is actually online. Maybe you end up meeting somebody through online dating, or receive, some type of correspondence online with the person. But it's kind of like, it's meant to be. So even though it might seem a little strange and kind of come out of nowhere, you can trust in it, right? This loyal heart just saying trust in whatever is coming in during this 2-week period, because it is meant to be. You don't need to doubt it, okay? So I would say a very good reading for you, Aries, right? Nice reading for the last 2 weeks of the month. Please do check out my channel for other readings that I have posted. There are the general October readings on my channel. I will be posting the November ones over the next couple of weeks. I also have weekly readings, extended weekend readings, and daily readings. And please check in, right? Check back to see when the next video has been posted. Again, you can subscribe so you'll be automatically notified when I do upload a video. And just know that I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of October, and I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye.